What is up, my friends? Here we go. Done. Deal agreed. You're welcome. Just as I was finishing my dinner, first we seen Luke Edwards of The Telegraph saying deal agreed. Then we seen Ben Jacobs, deal agreed. And now we've got Fabrizio Romano with the here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Isak is going to become a Liverpool player. What we have to figure out is the final number. One says 130, one says 125, but either way, there has been an agreement tonight. Fabrizio Romano said, major breaking, Isak to Liverpool, here we go. After that, Ben Jacobs, exclusive story, Liverpool had a £125 million fixed fee accepted this evening. And before that, Anfield sector quoted Luke Edwards to say, breaking, Liverpool and Newcastle agree a £130 million deal for Alexander Isak. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we are at right now. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the apologies from all the clowns, all the bitches. I'm ready for it. Bring it on. Bring it on. Because once again, as I've said all the way through this window, we have earned our respect this summer. And most importantly, like I promised, I'm not here for the bragging. I'm here for the celebrating. Let me just get my light on properly. There we go. There we go. That's better. Now the green screen looks proper. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. Liverpool Football Club about to get their man. And I am absolutely delighted. Delighted that we're able to be live for this. Yeah. So I was just finishing up my food. Honestly. Finishing up my food. And then the news broke. And at first I thought, oh, hello. One person? Maybe not. But then I thought, hang on. That's Luke Edwards. The most defeatist person in this scenario. Then Ben Jacob. Then Fabrizio Romano. Now David Ornstein. So, Newcastle reached total agreement with Liverpool to sell Isak. 130 million to Newcastle with solidarity payment. 125 million cost to Liverpool. Medical to be done on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, mission accomplished. We've got our man. And I'm very delighted to be on here with you guys to discuss this one. So, let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling right now with the news that Liverpool are getting their man? I'm relieved, but I'm also happy that we have this moment because we wanted it, we waited for it, we were patient. Those of you that continue to believe in what I was saying, thank you. I appreciate you. I won't forget it. Those of you who doubted me, you know. But most importantly, what a day. So, let's go through it. Let's see how you're all feeling. One, drop a like on the stream. Got to get those likes in, folks. Come on. It's now official. Everybody is saying it. Every journalist, every single one of them. Look, medical has to be done. There's always the formalities to go through. But the hard part, the deal, has been agreed. Let me take you through what's happening. Right. This one was first up. There's a few actually that were up that I have to get to. So, yes, Craig, smirk at me, you beautiful, beautiful man. Here we go. Let's party. On top of that, you should go for marinated chicken more often. Yeah, maybe I should. It was delicious, though. I really enjoyed it. I very much needed it. Crispy Dippers said you should go for marinated chicken more often. Far Isle said, yes. Indeed, sir. Indeed. Can I read these out again, folks? Because, honestly, they just make me so happy to read out. We'll go with Luke Edwards, who said, Liverpool and Newcastle agree £130 million deal for Isak. This was the man who told us all it wasn't going to happen. This was the man who told us he would be bragging, smugging, laughing at us all on September the 1st. How are you feeling now, Lukey boy? Still trust the owners that guided you in the direction of not happening? Well, I'm feeling pretty good. Ben Jacobs, exclusive. Liverpool have had a £125 million fixed fee agreed for Isak this evening. Then Romano, Isak to Liverpool, here we go. That was followed up by Ornstein, who said Isak will cost Liverpool £125 million. And he went further to say Liverpool to buy Alexander Isak, deal for the 25-year-old striker worth £130 million to Newcastle. but 125 million to Liverpool. He talks about solidarity payments. I don't understand the ins and outs of that, but I am very happy that it's all agreed. I've a really itchy eye now for some reason. So yes, ladies and gents, let's have fun. Let's celebrate this. Let's enjoy this together. Are you ready? Everybody at home? Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Welcome to Liverpool, Isak, sir, sir, sir. What a night. What a night. Come on. Ryan said, what if he fails his medical? Again, nothing we can do about that, mate. We don't deal in mad hypotheticals. What if he doesn't fail his medical? What if he's too fit? Let's stop the negativity. Come on. Let's be happy. This is what we wanted all summer. This is what Arna wanted. And off the back of a day where City lose, we beat Arsenal, we keep a clean sheet, our defence looks great, Mark Guéhi wants to come. Now we've got the, as you can see on screen, here we go from Fabrizio Romano. It's all coming up Millhouse, ladies and gents. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. Right, let's keep going. Where are we? So many comments already to get through. Right, where was I up to with the comments? Jeremy, Huskers, Chad. The wait was worth it, said Jeremy. Lewis Merritt said, incredible news. Thank you for everything, mate. Please never thank me. All I ask for is a bit of respect and people not to belittle me. Don't need appreciation because you guys being here is more than enough for me. But, wow, I'm so happy. I'm crying. This is the best day ever, said Mido. Stephen Landry said, woo! This is hilarious, said M. Ryder. Yep, this is the deal that everybody else in football didn't want to happen. This was the deal that will strike fear into Arsenal, Man City and every other club's fans. Isak will become a Liverpool player. Mark Guéhi wants to become a Liverpool player. We've already got Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Ugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Georgi Mamadashvili. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now can you see why I was smirking for the last 2 days and telling everyone to calm down? I know it's difficult at times. I know. But I am grateful to the people that do stick with us because it's a game of when, like I said. It's all about the timing of the bid. And Liverpool obviously felt like they'd got enough indication from Newcastle that a bid would be welcomed, if that's the right word. And now we've got it. Craig, it's 2 hours past midnight and I was literally almost going to go to sleep. Well, I've only just had something to eat to come back on. Honestly, we scheduled the stream for 12:15. Thought that's enough time to eat. Just finishing up eating about 8 minutes past 12. Look at my phone. There's the notification. Thought, oh, hello, is this real? You always doubt the first one. You do. You always doubt the first one because you think, is this a fake account? Has somebody been lulled in? So then you look at it and then you see the second confirmation, the third confirmation. And then, like I said, that domino effect where it'll just explode onto the internet. And that's where we're at. Gimme, gimme, gimme a striker from Sweden. We're getting one. Right, where else we at? Cade said, yes, Craigo. Smirk at me, you beautiful, beautiful man. We've got our boys, let's party. Tonight we feast, said Chad. Indeed we do, sir. Tonight we party, tonight we feast, tonight we enjoy. These are the days, folks, as fans, that we live for. These are the days that makes it all worthwhile. All the pain, all the frustration, all the suffering. Days like today are what it's all about. And I'm honoured to share it with you guys. Let's keep going. The wait was worth it, said Jeremy. Lewis Merritt said, incredible news. Thank you for everything. Thank you, sir. Crazy Goat said, absolutely crazy day and night. Unreal news. Carl Walsh said, yes, get in. Celebration. Craig, your channel has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. I promise you I'll be back on after midnight. And do you know what? I thought, honestly, hand on heart, I thought we may have to wait till the morning. And the reason I thought that was this tweet from Lewis Steele. He said, midnight latest, Isak, all parties now expect a deal to be done. He said, Guéhi close to, exits possible. He mentions Gomez and Elliott, by the way. So we'll revisit this in a moment. He said, rest up for Manic Monday, 19 hours to go. And I thought, oh, Is this an indication? And because Lewis Steele's been pretty good this window, is this an indication that it's going to be tomorrow then? And then, like that, it happened. And here we are. I need a catchphrase. Romano is here we go. Our other friend has there we land. I need something. But it has to be something like these nuts. It's got to be something Anfield Agenda-y. Let's keep going. Where was I at? Agent 47 said, yes, you effing beauty. I'm glad you're all happy. And I told you as well that the price was going to be somewhere closer to 120 than the 150. 125 is what it's costing Liverpool, according to Ornstein, with 130 to Newcastle with some solidarity payments or something. Exactly how that works out, I don't know, to be honest with you, but 125 is what he's cost, which is the second time, let's not forget about this, the second time in this one window that Liverpool have broken the British transfer record. We got to say a little word to our owners here as well. For all the grief I've given them, which has been quite a bit, they've come up trumps. They've done what they said they were going to do. They're giving our manager the tools that he needs to go there and compete at the highest level with the squad filled out as well as we can. And I got to say thank you for it. I'd be an idiot not to. So to John, to the rest of the ownership group, to everybody at the club, thank you. Don't leave us so late next time and give us all palpitations. But of course, thank you. Even earlier on today, there were so many people in going, look lads, let's be honest, we're not getting them. I always said, revisit this when the window's over and we'll see if we're happy. I'm just delighted that we're all able to have this moment together, because it's not an I told you so time. It's a celebration time. These are the nights, these are the moments we're going to remember. You're going to remember the night this broke. You're going to remember this whole day. This is going to go down as one of your favourite days in football. As it should. Because it's amazing. This is what football is all about. The Duck said, fair play, Craig. Agree with giving FSD their dues. I've been critical of them, but they've played a blinder this year. If we didn't give them their credit, we'd be... What type of people would we be? I always say it, and it sounds simple when I say it out loud, but I always mean it. I call it as I see it. And if they're not supporting the manager and not spending the money, I'm going to ask why. And I'm going to call for more spending. But they have. They've stepped up, and to their eternal credit, well done. And smashing the transfer record twice in one window. It's incredible. So this net spendometer needs to be revisited now, because it's about to go £125 million in the other direction. Let's keep going. This one, Leona said, I'm actually crying. I honestly don't blame you, Leona. It's one of these, I'm always going to remember this night. Always. I don't know how I will de-stress from this later on, but right now, holy shit. I'm just amazed. So, Connor's going to send me an updated net spendometer in a few minutes as well for us to look at. Jet Red said, so Fjorthoff was right then. Well, earlier on today, I said, from my understanding, Jan was in the right direction. But look, it doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. But Luke Edwards of the Telegraph was absolutely motherfucking wrong. But apart from that, it doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. But it is important that we know that Lukey Boy of the Telegraph was very, 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 very wrong. But it's not about that now. It's about being gracious and reminding everybody that Luke Edwards of the Telegraph was very, very wrong. But it's about being gracious and reminding him that he was very, very wrong. 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 You're wrong. But it doesn't matter. It's about being gracious now. Gets in. Honestly, wow. I can't wait for this. I cannot wait to see the unveiling, the interview. The first words out of his mouth are going to be very, very interesting to hear as a Liverpool fan. Yeah, but let's keep going. So many super chats and comments to get through. Fobby Rowler said, I said, remember. You did. I remember we had this conversation yesterday, Fobby, and you did. You said, remember this. Come on. Let the league be afraid, said big man. Isak, ba-boom. Nathan Walker said, Craig, I'm absolutely ecstatic. My dream signing. Lads, there's something you're all forgetting. We can't all celebrate because one of my staple for polls is now out the window. I can no longer ask you, do you think we'll sign Isak? So, that's one less poll option. We can't forget about that and all of this happiness. Luke Edwards is having a go at Ben Jacobs. Is he? Look, I don't know Luke Edwards. I've never had a conversation with him. But if there's somebody he should be having a go at tonight, I would dare to say it's the people who were letting him stake his reputation on a falsehood. When everybody knew the direction of travel, it was pretty clear. But he doubled down, mocked, laughed, ridiculed, put his stupid, I have a special set of skills, but he's wrong. And his reputation is in the bin. And it's his own fault. Tough shit. This is what you get when you just parrot club's opinions and you don't treat the audience, your readership, of which, by the way, he's trying to get to buy subscriptions to the Telegraph because most of his articles you have to pay for. So you're trying to get people to subscribe to a newspaper and it's all being bullshit because, well, so there you go. That's why you don't stake your reputation on club allegiances because they look after their own interests and they put a narrative out into the world. Doesn't mean it's true. So let's remember this because there's going to be more nights like this where I ask for you to believe in something and we have to be a bit patient with it, but get in. Now, big question is, I have a poll around Isak for you. Are you ready? We'll have to do a poll, right? We have to have an Isak poll. So let's ask one. So the poll is, does Isak take number 9? Got to, right? He's got to. I know Fede has 14 and he's at the club, but surely Isak's got to take 9. It has to be. So I know some people, honestly, hand on heart, no joke, I know some people who've already gotten their Isak 9 shirts ahead of time. So Luke Edwards says, he's having a go at Ben Jacobs here, and he said, Ben, on a story of this magnitude, and given it was me who broke the story, can you not, for once, credit the journalist who was responsible for it? I understand what you do, but this is out of order. You also got the fee wrong. So, if Luke is having a go at Ben about the fee, he's also got to have a go at Ornstein about the fee, because David Ornstein mentioned the same 125 million with 130 to Newcastle, including solidarity. So, Luke Edwards needs to stop being a little bitch and just realise that he's made to look like an absolute clown this summer. And he's nobody else to blame but himself. So rather than cry arse looking for attaboys, how about shut the fuck up? We're all fed up of listening to you and it's over now. Your moment in the sun is done. Your big time, Luke, in the headlines with the big boys at Liverpool, it's over. And you lost. Again. So sit on that. Oh, I'm so fucking happy. I'm so happy. And relieved. And relieved. And I'm sure he's already coming in for flack, but, you know, like I said, it's one thing having a stance, but it's another thing when you start egging people on about it and you start belittling people about it and you start mocking Liverpool fans and you start talking about who's going to be smirking and laughing the longest on the 1st of September. Are you laughing now, Lukey boy? Are you laughing now? No, you're on Twitter cry-arsing about Ben Jacobs, trying to get credit for his story. Oh, well done, Luke. The lads at Newcastle let you know, first of all, that they pulled the rug out from under you and sold you down the river. But you want credit for that. All we found out here, Luke, is that the owners don't give a shit about your reputation, bro. Cool. Uh, Aaron Vesper said, "Holy moly, broccoli, never doubt you, Craig. Thank you, sir." Nathan said, "Craig, I'm absolutely ecstatic. My dream signing." Look, my dream signing would have been Alvarez, but this Isak was 2 on my wish list, but it was always Julian Alvarez for me, but not on Sky yet. Well, have we not learned something about Sky? Like, we keep saying this to people. People keep saying, "But Craig, Sky are slow." In an age of social media, Sky are slow. It does take them a bit longer. And to be fair, I understand why. Because they have a lot more at stake. You know, me or another fella on Twitter or social media saying something is one thing. But when you've got your entire reputation and a multi-billion pound business, yeah, I understand them being a bit slow, double, triple, quadruple checking. But you don't need to worry about it not being on Sky. It's happening. And here's the updated net spendometer. Let's just jump this up on screen. Let me just drag this down. There we go. So there you go. The updated net spendometer, taking into account the fee for Alexander Isak, is that Liverpool have now spent 446 Great British million pounds, 446 million pound, recouping 227 million pounds so far. But as was mentioned, keep an eye on the Elliott and Gomez situations because there may be a little twist or two to come there. David Massett said, "In Barbados, this is great news." Oh, David, in Barbados? It was bad enough, mate, when I was jealous that you were living in Italy. Now you're in Barbados. Very jealous, David, but thank you, bro. Chad said, "Newcastle fan here. Do you think this is a win-win for both parties? Newcastle can invest further and stronger going forward. Less hurdles with PSR." So, Chad, thank you firstly for coming in, and let me address you sincerely. One sec. Just want to straighten myself up. So, Chad, I got to reiterate, I've nothing but respect for Newcastle. I've said it all the way through. I never understood the feistiness and the bitterness towards our fan bases. This, honestly, like I've said, Chad, in my humble opinion, is what Newcastle needed. Now, I've said this from a point of view that with Coutinho for us, it was a huge, huge point in our development under Jurgen. We sold Coutinho to Barcelona. We were heartbroken. And I was fit to punch the wall, mate. I was absolutely apoplectic with rage. Especially when we didn't bring in a replacement. But we went on that season to get to a Champions League final and played some great football. And there's something one of your directors said, Chad, I think it was a year ago, where they said, sometimes in this development, we're going to have to take one step backwards to take 2 steps forward. And this will allow you to do that. This will allow you to have the bit of wiggle room, like you've said, mate, with PSR. And it will allow Eddie Howe to, one, remove a cloud that's been hanging over. There's no denying or doubt that Newcastle have been very good for Alexander Isak. Same way Isak has been very good for Newcastle. Eddie Howe, I'm sure, will be the first person that Isak really wants to have a serious conversation with. Because I've no doubt in my mind, 100% he has a lot of respect for him. But I don't know what went on behind the scenes with Isak and Newcastle, but he felt like a relationship was broken. The only part, Chad, that annoyed me in this from Newcastle's side was some belief that Liverpool were somehow scumbags in this scenario. I've never understood that. We tried to do what was best for our club, which was to go after a striker our manager wanted. And we've ended up getting him in the end. And I hope you guys are happy with the window you have. And I sincerely have nothing but good wishes to Newcastle. Like I've always said, you're a great group of people. This has gotten a little bit vicious at times, unnecessarily. But my admiration for Geordies has always been right up here, mate. So thank you for coming in. And I think you will reinvest that money. But you also have to look at the structure behind the scenes. Because Eddie Howe's been left with a lot of work to do in this window. And it doesn't feel like from the outside he's had a lot of help to do it. So that's one thing I would say is they need to sort out the director of football role and a few other things. Why are you making this about you? No one cares about you. Yeah, that's right, mate. That's why there's 5,500 people in here, Shane. Why don't you cry a little bit more, mate? Why am I making this about me? Because I've had dickheads like you, Shane, try to come in and belittle me all summer. But once again, I'm right. And it kills you. And you want to belittle me, but I'm right. And Shane, go to bed tonight knowing one thing, mate. I'm right. I was right. I'm right. Shall I say it again, Shane? I'm right, you're welcome. And if you had death threats emailed to your family, your son being raped, and many other things, you might want a bit of a release, Shane, when you're proven right with all the shit you've taken. Your family hasn't been getting death threats. Your family hasn't been getting bomb threats. Mine has. So maybe shut the fuck up and try and walk a day in my shoes, bitch. Because I'm here, fronting up every day. Hail, rain or shine, I'm on. But people like you don't have the balls to do what I do. So all you can do is watch. Because you don't have the nuts for it, bro. So shut the fuck up and know your place. Which is out of my sight. You aren't fit to walk a day in my shoes, princess. You wouldn't last. Right, let's keep going. Sorry, I'm just trying to play catch up here with some comments. Where is he? Oh, kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Where is this? Sorry, folks, bear with me for one sec. Yeah, sorry. I'm playing catch up on something here, bear with me. I don't know where that one's gone. Anyway, let me move on. Let me continue. Where was I at? Oh yeah, I was finishing bodying that little bitch. And now we move on. Chad, I've done Chad's. Oh yeah, cool. One sec. So yeah, on the other thing, it's posted up on Twitter. If you look at the Anfield Agenda account, you'll see the post with the emails, a handful of the emails we received, which has been quite simply disgusting, but you know, it is what it is. I don't cry about it. I come on and do my job. I can't find that particular arsehole's comment to ban him, but maybe he's been banned already. I don't know. Let's keep going. Terry said, great work this transfer window, Craig. It's not about me, mate. You know, I'm a humble man here. It's not all about me, Terry. As a fellow Irishman, F all your doubters. They're just trolling Egypts. Appreciate that, mate. Give Edwards and Hughes their statues. Oh, man, Richard Hughes has had a blinder of a window. An absolute blinder. For his first big window at the club, I think he's answered the question, is he good enough for the role? I think we can say that. Give me a striker from Sweden. Nice. Crispy Dipper said, to be fair, Craig, Newcastle fans did say that Isak and Ekitiko would play together and they were spot on. Yeah, that's a very good point. Just happens to be at our club. That is mad, actually, now that you mention it. This is actually the first time that's really dawning on me. Yeah, they will be playing together. For us. Which is great. So yeah, well in on Crispy Dippers. You're spot on. The team sheet is going to look mental. And that strength in depth is going to look mental. Has there been any more updates, actually, on the Mark Gay side of it? Even Paul Joyce now said, Liverpool and Newcastle agree Alexander Isak deal at £125 million. Player expected to sign a 6-year contract. 6-year contract, says Paul Joyce. Ben replied to Luke Edwards saying, firstly, congratulations on your coverage. Secondly, I broke my own fee for my own sourcing and I stand by 125 million fixed. Liverpool not paying Newcastle 130. Welcome to drop me a DM and we'll discuss. Far too polite there from Ben Jacobs for my liking. He should have just said, shut up, mate. You've had a mare of a window. Go back to arguing with Indy. Right, let's keep going. I can't sleep, said Sam Evans. I don't think many of us, Sam, will be getting much sleep tonight. And of course, all eyes will be on tomorrow, making sure that these medicals and all are done. I didn't doubt you for a second, said Angus Craig, the legend. Thank you, bro. Look, like I said, it wasn't about being right or wrong. It was about the moment we all get to have together, which is to celebrate an unbelievable deal for our club in an unbelievable building block for the future as well. But I'm still greedy here. I want to find out what's going on about Mark Gay as well and where we are with that one. Robbie said you can hear them crying in the tune. Ah, well. Look, if Newcastle get another striker in, they'll have still had a decent window. I haven't really kept track of all of their business. Alanga will be a good signing. Voltmad is one for the future, but it will be a good signing, I think, for Newcastle over time. They're going to have to be patient with Nick Voltmada as a fan base, but it depends who the next striker they get in is. Whether it's Johan Visa or Strand Larsen, I'm not sure. So, we've got a bit of clarity here on this one. So, to clarify from Ben Jacobs, a solidarity payment of 5 million is waived, owed to the clubs involved in Isak's development between the ages of 12 and 23. So, there you go. There's been a 5 million solidarity payment waived somewhere. So that's where we're at with the 125 versus the 130 million. Keep going. Let's get the here we go for Gay now. Yeah, that would be lovely, Virginia. It would. That would really cap off the night well. This could be the best team in Premier League ever. Well, look, this is now the best transfer window in the Premier League's history, in my opinion, for a football team. I don't think I'm wrong in saying that. In fact, let's have that as the second poll. So let's go back to the live chat. So will Isak take the number 9? Over 4,000 votes, 95% yes. So now I'm going to ask you, let's stick with English, because I know that Real Madrid window was pretty special. So let's ask this. So, is this the best window ever for an English club? Honestly, I don't know how the answer couldn't be yes. Because, again, let me rattle through these names for you because it sounds good to say them out loud. But Liverpool in this transfer window have signed Georgi Mamardashvili, which was agreed last year, Ugo Ekitike, Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, Florian Wirtz, Giovanni Leone, about to sign Alexander Isak, and most probably Mark Gay. That is... wow. Like, how do you even start with that? Like, and again, in the net spendometer, currently we've spent £446 million, including the fee for Isak. So net spend of 218 million as things stand. Loads of people say it again. It's great, isn't it? Isn't it, Ethan? It's really cool. I mean, we haven't done anything that much yet, so we have to wait and see. What? I don't know what you mean, Sean, by not done anything that much yet. We've won our first 3 games. We were very good defensively today. We've sent Mikel Arteta home crying. We've agreed another British record for Alexander Isak. Mark Gay has told Crystal Palace he wants to join. I think that goes down as a good day, my man. Joseph said, you don't blame it on the sunshine. You don't blame it on the moonlight. You don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on a boogie. Oh, what a day, lads. Isak in the bag. Now go get Gay, Craig. WFM. Did you see Raya blame the ball? I did, Owen, yeah. I mean, it's a new one. If nothing else, bro, it's a new one. Fraser said, that, here we go, is better than using Pornhub. Debatable. It was incredible. Like, I'm... if I said to you I hadn't imagined what it would feel like when the news broke, I'd be a liar. I have many, many times over the last month in particular. And like with the Wirtz deal, even though what we said turned out to be right, you do have your nervy moments, like, because it's football and anything can happen in football. Somebody could, like Mark Gay could have got injured today, as an example. That could have derailed something. Maybe Newcastle, one of their owners had a bad day and they changed their mind. Anything can happen in football. It's mental. So yeah, we still have to keep going. And Noah, your super chat is 3 or 4 left, mate, and I'm on yours, I promise you. Trevor Said, having a cold one to the news. Bowling Green, nice. Love the channel, man. Keeps me informed over here in the States. I appreciate you, Trevor, and have a cold one for me as well. I'm going to have to stick to the Diet Coke, dude, because I'm not really a drinker, but, you know, I'll have a Diet Coke. Andy said, you've been saying he wasn't coming all summer. Now you change your tune. I'm kidding, of course. I 100% knew you knew something earlier today. Yeah, I never had doubts over the past 3 days once I got my bit of information. Like I said, particularly with where it came from. That was what surprised me the most, Andy, in all of this. Had a wee bet with a United fan I'm friends with that I'd get a tenner if he signed for us, and if not, he'd get a tenner. Got a voice message earlier on saying, no way you'll get it done in time. Beautiful. Well, enjoy that tenner, put it in a little frame, and remind him every time he comes to your house, this is the tenner you gave me for being wrong. That's the type of shithousery that I'd be doing with my mates, Adam. So Costas joined Roma on loan today as well. That was done. The interesting thing, though, is that, who was it? Lewis Steele did say, keep an eye on Gomez and Elliott. So Gomez we knew about, right? We knew to keep an eye on the Joe Gomez situation, but didn't really think we'd revisit Elliott this late. So has anybody seen a story on Elliott or a club linked or something like that? Or are they just expecting late bids? Craig, do the Isak celebration. Not yet, Wayne. Not yet, my man. We'll get there. But more happy to say, Wayne, that we'll get to see him do the Isak celebration in a Liverpool shirt. But the question will be, would he wear the number 9? Surely it is at this point, right? How about WFM? Woo! Said Mutz. You should use the bombs away. Nah, it's not really my cup of tea, Noah. Yeah, I'm not clever enough though to think up a phrase, but I'm just really happy that this is getting done. What's this one from Mark? So, Isak is arriving at Liverpool this morning, said Craig Hope of the Daily Mail. So that is a bit of breaking news there. The Anfield Buzz posted, credit them. Say Isak is arriving at Liverpool this morning via Craig Hope of the Daily Mail. New catchphrase is, this is fucking massive, said Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. Will we get Mark? I think so, Eddie. But like I've said, mate, that hasn't been my area of expertise throughout this window. All I found out about Mark GUEHI was that the bid was going in a couple of hours beforehand. Didn't even know the amount, to be honest with you. Just was told it was going in. But other than that, I've had nothing on that story. Which is why I've been so adamant to try to find out as much as I can from everybody else about it, because it's still an excellent piece of business. Sky now reporting it. They'll get there eventually. But like I said, they do have a whole machine to sort out, at Sky. They're a big operator with lots of irons in the fire. And again, it's just great to see it's everywhere, far and wide. Because you always doubt the first one or two, don't you? You think, oh, is this right? Is this going to happen? But, I'm so happy. Mika Richards suggested we would outscore everyone with Isak. I think we will easily average close to 3 goals a game. I don't want to become arrogant about it and think we're just going to walk the league, because we still have to earn the right to win anything. And I still stand by what I said about Isak. I think it'll be the other side of the October break before, we see him ready. Because he hasn't had a pre-season. Now, he is going to go away with Sweden, so hopefully he gets some minutes there. But it'll be about getting him fit and ready to go. But when he is, watch this space. Is it now thanks for the money, John? Certainly is. Look, I'm not a hater, mate. I'm very grateful for FSG backing their manager like this. Really does. Like, it feels like they sense the time is right as well. Because City are all over the place again. We've already got a 6-point gap on them. I'm not writing them off yet because, with that manager, they're capable of putting something together, but they're not looking scary. Arsenal, well, we beat them today in a very close game, but we got that job done. So I feel like our owners looked at it and thought, right, maybe Arna's overperformed in year one, but what a way to start. Everything around us is weakening. They've recouped a load of money. They've saved money, but not really operating much in the last two windows. So all of that encompassed together brought us to where we are now, which was this incredible window. But it'll be just out of interest at this point, more than anything. It'll be interesting to see what the end of the net spend is. Because if we brought in GUEHI on top of this that we're talking about now, say bring that up to just over 250 million net, maybe 255 million net. No, actually, hang on. Was it 40, 50? Yeah, 255-ish million net. Now, if you sold Elliott for 40, that's 215, and Gomez, let's say the 15, 200. That's still a big outlay, but an outlay that nobody can tell us our rich sugar daddy owners came in and gave. No, that money was saved. That money was freed up by the windows that we haven't done much in before. Let's have an all-nighter to celebrate. I can't have an all-nighter, Justin. Yeah, school runs and all to be done, bro, later. School runs. And also I have to have a, herbal infusion at some point to celebrate. Be rude not to. Luke Edwards crying in a corner. No, he's on X still trying to pick fights with journalists now, Spunky D. Luffy. Trying to moan at Ben Jacobs for not giving him the attaboy pat on the head, even though Ben Jacobs said, well, he used his own sources and not Luke Edwards' one, but, that just kind of shows you where he's been at all window. I don't know what to say, but everybody stay calm. We're winning the effing league again. I think it's time to break out HMS Piss the League again. I think she might have to set sail for another season. IFI must say, what's the crack, Craig? Have we signed Isak? We haven't signed him, but it's agreed. So if you are joining us late, let me take you through the chain of events that got us to where we are tonight. So the first one that came out was Anfield Sector quoting Luke Edwards saying, major breaking, Liverpool and Newcastle agree £130 million deal for Isak. So then you're thinking, okay, that's one, but is it right? Next up came Ben Jacobs, who said exclusive, Liverpool have had £125 million fixed fee bid for Isak accepted. Next up came Romano with the here we go. Major breaking, Alexander Isak to Liverpool, here we go. Then next up was Mr. David Ornstein saying, Newcastle United reached total agreement with Liverpool to sell Isak. Deal for 25-year-old striker worth £130 million to Newcastle with solidarity payment, £125 million cost to Liverpool. Medical to be done on Monday before deadline day. Switch for the Sweden international. Next up after that, we had Paul Joyce, who said Liverpool and Newcastle United agree Isak deal at £125 million. Player expected to sign a 6-year contract. So there we go. That is the chain of events that's led us to where we are tonight, which is very happy. Mackie said, thank you, Craig, for keeping us all informed along the way. We're getting back to back leagues. So that with me, mate, would be the biggest thing of all. Like, I've now seen Liverpool win a league title as an adult. I've seen us win 2 league titles. But to go back to back puts a rubber stamp on it. For all the COVID title nonsense, for all the PGMOL nonsense, this would mean everybody needs to just shut up and acknowledge that this team are incredible. But they've got to do it first. But there's no excuses for us now as fans. There's no excuses for the coach or the players. The squad is there. Saeed, how are you, dude? Nice to see you in. Hope you're well. Saeed, an absolute gent of a fella. I had the pleasure of doing a video with him before. As a United fan, I'm sure, Saeed, you're not happy. But appreciate you dropping in, my man. Always a pleasure. And as you can imagine, dude, I'm like the cat who got the cream this evening. Absolutely buzzing, Saeed. I can't lie, man. I'm buzzing. But lovely to see you. And do go sub to Saeed, by the way. Absolutely great content creator. Lovely guy as well. Ryan said, I'm 20 years old and can't believe I've gone from seeing us sign Cole, Poulsen and Downing to this. Yeah, it's been mad, hasn't it? Milan Jovanovic. Who was the other one that we got in? Who was the Chuck Norris looking dude again? Andre Voronin. It's mad. Also, do go across to our friend Lee Gunner as well. Lee's been having an absolute blinder over the last little while, and we want you to go and check out Lee's channel as well. But yeah, Saeed in the chat, absolute legend, man. Appreciate you dropping in, Saeed. Right, let's keep going. Andy said, showed my wife the WhatsApp post. She doesn't care about football, but was genuinely impressed and didn't make fun of the tears in my eyes. She's a keeper, but you already knew that because you married each other. But yes, nice one, wifey, Andy. Appreciate that. It's amazing what football does to grown-ass men like us, isn't it? You know, tears in the eyes and all. Yeah, it's one of these nights I'm gonna remember for a long time. This one, just Henry said, very excited. Come on, you Reds. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you, Craig. You've made my year a better one. Look, I haven't done anything. You know, it's Arna, the club, and the owners that have done all the hard work. I've just had the pleasure of sharing these moments with you guys on here, and, you know, I'm very proud to be able to do that. It's also been a really long and tiring transfer window. I don't remember being this mentally tired ever, and I've been at this now, 7-8 years, and this is definitely the most tired I've ever been as a content creator, but it's been worth every second of it. The league's going to be a walk in the park, Craig, said Benjamin. Look, I'm trying to not be that guy, mate, but inside I am kind of going, yeah, we're doing this, aren't we? We're doing this. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, mate. I'm quite confident as well. Connor has the celebratory toast on. Know what I mean? 1 a.m. toast, it's serious. Is the kettle on as well, Crosby? Or is it too late for caffeine? Not for me, I'm only on the Diet Coke now. Where was I at? This one. Thank you so much. D Shiv said, immense statement, Craig. 4-2-2-2 the way. Now, gay. Look, I do think there's something to that 4-2-2-2 thing, and I'm very intrigued to see if Arna does utilise that moving forward. So, for anybody who's going to be up at a relatively early hour tomorrow, Connor will be available to do something from about 9 o'clock. So if anything happens that you need to know about earlier tomorrow, obviously this dude's going to be asleep, but I'll be on from probably 4 till 7 tomorrow to take you through the end of the window. But Connor will be around AM if stuff happens, just to keep you guys up to date. But defo don't be expecting me to be jumping on at 10, 11, 12. So I'll be fast asleep until, well, at least 3 probably. So we have to win the Champions League with this huge team. We're capable of it. Look, this signing will send shockwaves, not just through the Premier League, but into Europe. Because one thing stuck in my mind at the end of last season, Tripsy Dubs, is Arna saying the plan was to get a team together that can go out and compete across all competitions. And not just compete, but compete and feel they can win. We've done that now, once we get these two over the line. I'm extremely... Do you know what? I'm actually extremely shocked. That's probably the fairest word. Because as much as I did think we'd see money spent this summer, did I really think we'd see Wirtz, Isak, Ekatike, Frimpong, Kirkes, Leone? I didn't know. I thought we might see one Wirtz or Isak type signing, 100 million plus statement signing. But to break the window twice, to break the record twice in one window is just crazy. And nobody can even moan about it and say we haven't got the money. That's what makes it all the better. We have to win the Champions League. We've done that one. Football Factory said John found his money. He did. I wonder if he has to go have a lie down now with a cold compress on his head, because it's a lot of money. But we know the club's revenues have been flying up as well with the extra seats in the Annie Road end. You know, Champions League football again, and all the money that was brought in from that last year. Premier League win as well, and all the shirt sales. These Isak shirt sales are going to hit different. When they release that new green kit on the 9th of September, as Adidas are going to be thinking, why do we ever not stick with Liverpool? Because there's going to be a serious amount of Adidas gear shifted now. Where are we at? Is this the biggest striker we've ever got? Oh, it's tough to say, because with incomings, to me, if we're talking just as a striker, I still think Suarez is probably the one that transformed a lot. And, he wasn't anywhere near as expensive as this. But this is the manager wanted one guy, and they went and got the guy. And that's what impresses me most, because there could have been a pivot at any point. Could have looked at Rodrigo. Romano said, and I don't know who these players are, by the way, but Romano said Liverpool were offered 4 serious signings and turned them all down, waiting for Isak. Irish Rebel said Torres. Look, Torres with transformational, was not got a patch on Suarez for me. Suarez was just different level stuff. Fernando was brilliant. I loved having him at the club, but yeah, Suarez to me hit different when he came in, and it all started to come together. Holy shit. So our summer transfer window as a channel, Connor's just sent me some numbers. So our summer window, we've had 31.5 million views on YouTube, 60 million impressions on Twitter, 12 million views on Instagram, and 22 million views on TikTok over the last 3 months. Just insane. The numbers scared the crap out of me, to be honest with you. Wow. What a mad summer it's been. Andrew Webb, I haven't gotten to your one yet, mate. I don't think. No, I haven't gotten to it yet, Andrew. I'm trying to get through as many as I can, but people are obviously being incredibly generous and incredibly excitable, and I'm trying to get through as many as I can do, but it is there on the list. Are we all having a stroke tonight? Enjoy. Almost, my brain's gone so quick, Scouts Will, that I almost don't know what to do or say or look or click on. I just want to keep screaming out yes, yes, yes at this point. Best striker we've had since Suarez. Big up, Craig. Thank you, Squeaky. Appreciate you, mate. What a day, mate. The result and then this Isak news. It's been pretty good, Lee. Pretty good, my man. That free kick from Dom. Oh, by the way. Oh. Won a generational window by Liverpool, said Sendrian. Get in, Reds. Craig, question for you. 1, Alexander out. 1, Alexander in. Which club got the better Alexander? Oh, Trent, yeah, sorry. Us, obviously. So it took me a minute to figure out, sorry. Yeah, us, definitely. But, the other one could have been here as well, but he made his mind up. Right, where we are. Go on the Craig, just one more to go now. Yeah, but look, on the GUEHI one, my neck's not on the line with that one, to be fair. I've been honest and said that one wasn't on me. I didn't know much about it, so I'm as intrigued as everybody else for that one to figure out what's happening. But it looks like let's rewind back a little bit to where we were at just before we broke, and I had something to eat earlier on. So Lewis Steele said, latest on Joe Gomez remains that AC Milan think they could do a deal. 50 million euro matches wages. I'm trying to find the one on situation with Mark Gay, sorry. No, that's not that one. It's not that one. Where are we? So, yeah, Lewis Steele said there's an expectation from all parties that Mark Gay joins Liverpool. And there was also a post that said he's told Parish he wants to leave and go to Liverpool. But that's kind of the last I'd seen on Mark Gay. So I'm not really sure exactly where we're at with that one. You tattoo, you'll never walk alone on me if we get Isak and Gay. Oh, Dean, yeah, Connor hasn't forwarded that email on to me yet, Dean. Sorry, I will get back to you on that, man. Sorry, I meant to ask him to send it on to me. You don't want me tattooing you, do? Jesus. If I showed you my handwriting, you definitely wouldn't want me tattooing you, my man. You can tattoo me, no probs, dude. Absolutely, I'm there for that. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be, ruining your look. What was the info you had? Thanks for keeping me sane. So I knew it was going to happen. I knew the money was there. I knew Liverpool were going to put in the bid. I knew it was going to be somewhere between 120 and 130. And I knew Newcastle were going to accept it. What I didn't know was the timing. So, and I can't tell you where that information came from, because still I'm absolutely shocked that this person got in touch with us. So yeah, I just was told, rest assured, the deal's going to happen. Newcastle are open to it happening. Liverpool are just biding their time. And that the plan was to put the bid in right at the end when their resolve had weakened and there was no chance that it could be dicked around. So that's why I was so confident. And I always said, and I tried to drop some hints to say, it was always about timing. That was it. It was about getting it at the right time. And the time was when Newcastle's resolve was weakened, when they had committed to spending money, and Liverpool were able to go for Isak at a price that they were comfortable with, and not the 150 million. Sith, let me have a look, mate. I'm flying through as many super chats as I can. You know what? I'm going to spend a couple of minutes now just reading through these so everybody gets up to date. Shane said, early wedding present for me. GUEHI next. I still worry about Ibu though. You'll never walk alone, and much love. Well, Ibu was brilliant today, to give the man his credit. Stargirl said, fingers crossed for GUEHI. Great news about Isak. I rewatched the goal. Dominik Szoboszlai is definitely our movie star player. Yep, he's been brilliant this season. The news about Isak is absolutely welcome. You're a legend. All the best to you and your family. Thank you, A. Pearson. Really appreciate that, sir. Saltman said, what a day to be alive. We're going to win the league. I think we will as well now. I really, really do. But there's a lot of football still to be played. Ruben Giles, why don't you go and cry elsewhere, bitch? I'll do what I want on my channel when I want, and you will just lap it up and keep coming back for more. I will ban people if I want, like that, and not give it a second's thought. Because, and this is really important, I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't know you. You're irrelevant. Cry arse all you want. It's my channel. I'll do it my way, as I always have, and you'll watch on and applaud like the little no mark that you are. So, off you pop, bitch. Stop trying to get your kicks out of baiting me with rage. I'm having my moment. You'll have your little, I don't know, sad wank or whatever it is you're going to do. But again, I'll do what I want, and you'll watch on and you'll like it, bro. Because, you know, you're Craig Curious. It's okay. Happens to the best of them. My wife was Craig Curious, and here we are, 25 years later. But remember, I'll do what I want, and toleration of bullshit ain't happening on here. So you can cry all you want about me banning people for opinions. That's the joy of this, bitch. I can do what I want, and there ain't a fucking thing you can do about it. So shut the fuck up. I love it. I love that I don't know any of these little freaks, and I'm in their head night and day. It's fucking... The satisfaction of going to bed knowing that there are little weirdos like you, mate, that think about me non-stop. It's very satisfying, I have to say. It really does help the ego. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. And if you think it's so easy, start your own channel and see how you get on. This one from Flip said, as a Swede, it feels unreal to get a Swedish player to join us. I've never been more excited about a transfer ever. Much love, Craig. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate you, my man. I'm sure, yeah. Look, if this was an Irish player coming in, I'd be absolutely buzzing as well, dude, to have an Irish player in. Yeah, so I'm delighted for you, in all honesty, mate. I really am. Andrew, here we are. I got to it eventually, sir. Never doubted you. In football, anything can happen. Isak, 30 goals this season. You've always been right. Yeah, it is football, Andrew. And like you said, even with the best will in the world, everything doesn't always go the way you hope. And there are journalists who I think are brilliant, but people get shit wrong. It happens. But people immediately assume if something goes wrong that you've lied to them. Not that something could change. And this is what I don't get from all these little weirdos. You know, they're the first ones to come in and say, yeah, you're going to be wrong. But they don't show up when I'm right. And this is why I'm so dismissive of them. They don't have any want, desire, or need for me to be happy. They don't care about me. They don't care about you. They don't care about our community. They care about their own sad little existence, which is on them, not us. We're going to enjoy tonight. We're going to smile tonight. We're going to celebrate tonight. And these fuckers will still be there tomorrow, crawling out from under their rocks, waiting to be stood on. But, you know, it is what it is. We can't control the internet. Do you think Dom should stay as a permanent right back? I don't know. You know, it's been a nice little experiment, hasn't it? And we found a way. We found a way to make it work for Dom. And one thing for certain is, wherever he plays, I think it's fair to say that Dominic Szoboszlai should be in the team, because he's got the hot hand, to use a phrase. Like, he's brilliant at the minute. Craig, this calls for a don't blame it on the boogie. Oh, dude, I barely have the energy to keep my head up at this point. I'm so excited and tired at the same time. I'd love to know how long I've streamed today, actually. It's flown by the whole day. It just feels like I'm only out of bed, and here we are, 1 a.m. again. This, Daniel, 150 million, they said. Wouldn't budge off it, they said. Wasn't going to happen. It'll be on our terms if it does. But everything that happened, they start weakening bit by bit. 150 million or nothing. Okay, nothing then. But we're waiting. We're waiting for the offer. Where's the offer? Where's the offer? They were courting the offer in the end, asking for the offer. And eventually Liverpool got there for their number. And it's a fair deal for everybody. Like, remember this. 110 million was an insult, right? Henry Winter, Shay Given and many others, 110 million was an insult. But 8% more gets it done? How does that work? Tell me another transfer that goes from insult to about 8% higher getting it done. This is what really wound me up during it. To talk about 110 million as an insult was absolutely idiotic. And 125 gets it done. So, where was the insult then, if it's only 8% higher? Because you can't go from insult to happy days in 8%. So, again, Liverpool need more respect than they've gotten around this. Jono, yes, the Isak deal is agreed, mate. Every top journalist has posted about it. Romano, Ornstein, Joyce, Lewis Steele. To be fair, I think the first one out there was Luke Edwards of The Telegraph. But yeah, every single one of them, bro. You can rest easy. Jack Mackin said, doing us Irish proud, Craig. Love you, man. Thank you, Jack. Very kind. Callum said, it's feckin' happened. It has. It has. I did think we were going to have to wait till tomorrow at one point, especially after I think it was Lewis Steele's post, where he did a bit of a recap at midnight, and they said, prepare for tomorrow, it's going to be a busy day, and I thought, oh, well, that's probably us done for the night then. Then I was having something to eat, and all of a sudden, bang, news drops. Don't let the keyboard warriors get to you. They don't get to me, mate. It's just they need to understand what losers they are. That's the important part of this to me, Tice. It's not that they get to me. I just need them to understand how sad it is that what they're doing. Like, their existence, dude, is to get up and try to piss on everyone all day. It is a very negative mindset to have. And they won't achieve anything in life with that type of mentality. They could get up out of bed and try to do something productive, try to build a community, try to build their own channel, try to build a business, try to do something, but they don't. They sit at home on their keyboards crying that the world owes them something, crying that it's foreigners and everybody else that's the problem, crying about it, hating on people, negative, but they don't have the bollocks to get up out of bed, put a smile on and do what we all do. They'd rather just sit on the internet shitting on people. And I need them to know that they're fucking pathetic and that they need to be better human beings. It's important to me that they know what sad fucks they really are. Because there's no need for any of it. None of it. WFM. Mother F&M. Thank you. When do you think Isak will play his first game? That's a good question. What's the next fixture? Burnley. So he'll probably be on the bench, will he? For the Burnley one. Have I ever been to a game? No, mate. Just a couple of Champions League finals and 40 odd trips to Anfield, and I'm over there for the United game as well. But no, Stephen, I've never been to a game. And I suppose you're going to tell me now that was a genuine question and you weren't being an asshole. But then again, I've seen millions of you before, mate. And yes, I've been to many games. Many. But if you watch the channel, you'd fucking know that, because there's clips up on it of us at games. But hey ho. When did it happen? Just back and see you on. It happened, Donna, I think. Let me get you the... Let me just check. When exactly did we get the news through? Because the irony, by the way, of this being Luke Edwards that broke it is almost poetic, isn't it? The one man who said over and over and over again that it wasn't going to happen, that he'd been assured by the highest of highest sources that Liverpool weren't getting their man, and then all of a sudden, dun, dun, dun. So it came at... What time was this at? 9 minutes past midnight was the breaking story from Luke Edwards. 9 minutes past midnight. Yeah, which was crazy. Jay said, Craig, well said, mate, about the haters. It's all so unnecessary, is what I keep saying. Like, they could do something good. They could have fun. They could go on the internet and make someone smile, but they choose to be that bitter. It's weird. David said, we love you, mate. Them fools at it again. Love to the family. Thank you, mate. There's a couple of flies that are in my living room. They're bugging the shit out of me because they're right in my eye line. Shane said, yes, Craig, your hero. Thanks for your hard work and keeping us updated. What a day it's been for us Liverpool fans. Bring on GUEHI and the league title up the effing Reds. So on that, sincerely, So, anybody know where we're at with Mark Gay? Since the genuine question, I really don't know where we're at with Mark Gay. Does anybody have an update or see the very latest on that? Because, yeah, it's... So Mark said, I've now been on 7 hours, 16 minutes live today. And I was on Lee's channel for a video as well. So, yeah, it's been a crazy day. And I'm sure when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to be really tired. But it's so worth it. All I ever ask for and hope for in these moments are that I'm live when it breaks. Because that's what it's all about, right? It's about us coming together to celebrate these moments. So if you are live or happen to be live when it happens, it's really satisfying that you're able to share these with people. So Lewis Steele said, we'll go for GUEHI later, so presumably in the afternoon. Wow, definitely leaving that one late. Right, let's keep going. Steve said, happy Isak Day to all. Put him on pens now. Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know if the penalty takers will ever be looked at. It is a genuine conversation, though, I think, around the penalties now. Because we've had a couple of misses from Mo. So, yeah, I wouldn't be against it being revisited. There's nothing wrong with having a few different penalty takers as well. Like, Maka can defo take them, Dom can take them, Isak can take them, Salah can take them. I'm not actually... Did Hugo take them at Frankfurt? I really don't know. Where are we at? Chris Davies. Thank you, Chris, for being with us as a member for 15 months, mate. He said, there's no way this wasn't going to happen. GUEHI next, and it'll be a 10 out of 10 window. I agree, Chris. Definitely shaping up to be that 10 out of 10 window, mate, like you've said. D-Shiv said, fellow Irish lad, so happy, 4-4-2, GUEHI next. The 4-4-2 thing really does fascinate me because I wonder if we will see it. Because I can totally understand why you're saying it and why others have said it. You know, it will be interesting to see now with the personnel if we do see a little tweak from the 4-3-3 that we kind of become accustomed to over the years. Pro Stock, very honoured for this. Said, first super chat, was about to go to bed and I've work in the morning, but just one, here we go. Gets me excited. Up the Reds, love this club. Thank you, mate. Really honoured to be your first super chat as well. Thank you. And yeah, at least you can go to bed with a smile on your face tonight. I thought this was only possible in career mode, said Liquid. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Rumours about Barcola, said Pat Moynihan. So, from what I understand, Pat, the Barcola stuff is apparently put to bed because of the belief in Rio Ngamoa and not blocking that pathway through. So, I'm not aware of anything on Barcola. So, if that happens there, that's definitely not going to be something I have info on anyway. So Mark said Isak's Liverpool debut will likely be against Atletico Madrid with a Merseyside derby then 3 days later. Connor said, we've gone from Darwin to Isak and Ekitike. What a time to be alive. Defo, Connor. Defo. It's incredible. Like, I did not think this was possible to have Isak and Wirtz brought in 1 window. And Ekitike, another 70 million quid player. Rory said, pleased to be celebrating this with you, my friend. Thank you, Rory. And it was an absolute pleasure, dude, meeting you in Mullingar as well. Still really appreciative of you collecting that for me and bringing it back. It means a lot, mate, and I won't forget it. This one, VI Joker said, I'm trying to sleep. Got to be up at 5 in the morning for work, but I'm too excited, feeling like a young kid again. It is amazing what football does to us, isn't it? Like, it brings us some happiness that maybe only family stuff aside could do, or maybe winning a whole load of dough. But it is mad, this thing. I often have this thought where, let's say aliens came down and you had to explain why we worship 22 lads running around the field after a bit of inflated leather. It'd be really difficult to put your finger on and explain why this tribalistic thing unites us all, evokes so much emotion in us in every way, good, bad, and different, can dictate your moods, can impact your life financially, people going home and away, following the clubs, and it's crazy when you think about it. Like, from a psychological perspective, it's like one of those brand loyalty things that so many other companies could only dream of. But when you are a football club fan, that club has you for life. It's fascinating. Right, let's keep flying through them. Stephen Shopping said, huge news for a huge day, massive signing. Size matters. Don't tell that to me, missus. He will crap in Liverpool in 2 years to go to Real. Yeah, but he won't though, mate. He won't. And look, I get you're trying to feel better about something, but there is a difference, respectfully, between Newcastle and Liverpool. Because at Liverpool, he can believe he can win everything. Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, everything. Respectfully, for Newcastle, they aren't at that point yet in their development, so he won't do it. But whatever you need to make yourself feel better about life, man, you crack on. Oh my days, we beat Arsenal, then sign Isak, what a day. Now commit to Gay and fight for Joe Gomez to stay. This is the greatest window in Premier League history, said Owen. Jensen Cullen, thank you, my friend. Callum Ross said, new here, love your channel, but Isak in that number 9 is just going to hit different. Yes, sir. It absolutely is, Callum. Imagine he didn't take the 9 now after this. Surely he has to take the 9. He has to. We cannot not have a number 9. Right, so Ethan said, well in, Craig, thank you for all the updates along the way. Are we winning the league? I'm never arrogant enough to think automatically we're going to win the league, but we're the favourites. I feel comfortable in saying we're the favourites. Yeah, that much I do feel comfortable saying. Right, so I'm going to ask, please don't send any more super chats in because I want to fly through the ones that we have and then a few comments from the chat and then we'll call it a night. So don't please send in any more super chats. I don't want you to waste your money. And I want to just make sure I can get through the ones that are here. And I'm very, very grateful to all of you for still being here with me at 1:30. Where are we at? I've done Jensen's. David said, supported Liverpool 49 years, best window. LFC Edits, thank you very much, my friend. Jeff Porter Denning said, big up, Craig. Love your work, big man. Thank you, sir. Morning tradition for me down here in Australia. Wife and I expecting our first bub in November. Oh, awesome, dude. That's amazing. Congrats. That's awesome. I remember the mixture of love, fear, and excitement when our first was born. But congratulations to you and the wife, mate. Wishing you the very best. Stefan said, congrats lads, Gay coming in a few hours as well. Whoever watched his interview after he scored against Villa knows, yeah, he did. He said it's been an honour captaining this club, which was very much past tense, wasn't it? Happy Craigo said, does this now ruin all of Luke's reputation? Look, that's for other people to decide. I just always warn people that are club-centric with their reporting to be mindful of what they're saying, and that what they're being told might not necessarily be the case. It's a narrative a club wants. And if you're comfortable with that as a journalist, fair enough. But if you really want people to believe what you're saying is true, then you have to sometimes question what you're being asked. Where are we at? Sith said, you can hear them praying on his downfall. Well, they can keep going. It's not going to happen. But appreciate you, Sith. Thank you. Alex Rook reporting on this was shambles. I haven't really seen it. He's with TalkSport, right? Alex Crook, if I'm ready. I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't really followed him. Jack said, Craig, I've got no words. All I can say is how proud I am of us as an Irishman. It's time to break out the red panties. I'm legit shaking. I know, mate. I can't wait to go and celebrate herbally in a couple of moments' time. Jod said, do you think Isak and Ekitike play striker and left wing? My initial thoughts would be yes. Striker and left wing, like you've said. But it's going to take a while for Isak to get up to speed because he's had no pre-season. He's been training on his own. So there's a lot still to happen there for him to get up to speed. Now, he probably gets some minutes away with Sweden, I hope. And then after that, I think it'll be easing him in bit by bit. But that first time he's coming off the bench to come onto the pitch at Anfield, that is going to be a moment that's going to be special. And you know what else? I cannot wait to hear his interview because I don't know how much he will say, wants to say, or can say, but it's going to be very interesting to see his body language on his interview after everything that's happened. What I was watching tonight, coming together as a team is starting to form. Yeah, there was definitely patches and moments. So today we almost sacrificed some creativity at times for defensive solidity, but it was worth it because Dom stepped up at that absolute moment. What a free kick, by the way. What a free kick from Dom. Alisson promised to have a barbecue for him. Well, the Brazilian and Argentinian boys, they know how to barbecue. They know how to handle... Well, no, that's a bit dirty sounding. They know how to handle their meat. That's a bit... Yeah, but I didn't mean it dirty. I meant sincerely. They do. Gonna have an endo moment to celebrate, Craig? Yes, I am. I very, very much am, mate. And as soon as I'm finished here, that's the first thing I'm going to be doing. Tyler said, what way do you think it'll be when we play Newcastle? Well, thankfully, we've got the away game, Tyler, out of the way. So they've got to come to Airgaff now. And I'm expecting Isak's name to be sung relentlessly around Anfield from our supporters all the way through. And Newcastle fans, I'm sure they won't be happy and they'll boo him. But I think over the course of time, they'll probably realise that this is a transfer that will actually help them in their development. Noor Adam Idris said, hi Craig, how you doing? Very tired, sir, but very, very happy. What a day. First we won against Arsenal with a screamer by Dom, and now the news of Isak and hopefully Gay. What a day it is. And on that, I'm going to bring this stream to a close. So tomorrow, I'll be live from about 4 o'clock all the way through till 7. Connor will be around early in the day if anything happens that needs to jump on with a video. Do make sure that you're signed up to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. Scan that QR code in the bottom corner. And thank you all so much for another really, really, really amazing, memorable day. So grateful to you all for your support. Thank you. Yeah, do drop a like. Do hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. But most importantly, try and rest up because tomorrow it's going to be another big day. Much love, my friends. Bye-bye.